Well, hello and welcome. And today we have RLIGA. As you might know from the stream title, I'm Imperator Ricardo, and the RLIGA settings for this week, I suppose, are 0 peacetime and 5,000 resources, I guess. At least that's what's shown on my end. We will, we have Starman against Mike. That's two pretty good players, I guess. Well, I know it actually. They are playing with Portugal, which is a nation that's pretty good early game because of fast producing pikes. Not so much in the later game, but that's something that mostly won't happen here. But we'll see how things work out. So we can see that both are going for pikes. And they both seem to have a pretty similar start. Except for Starman, who has his second 17th barracks up earlier. And Mike has a faster academy. Though I don't know if that's actually that important. Of course it is important, you want a formation, but you really want to have some upgrades on your pikes before you even start attacking. Then again, you also need an academy before you make a diplomatic center, so that's also a thing that's very necessary. Perhaps I underestimated it all along. We see that Mike already built his diplomatic center. Starman just started doing so. Starman is pretty fast at occupying his mines, from the looks of it. Taking all the gold very fast, while Mike seems to have... yeah, his gold mines are gonna come a bit later, but he still gets them all. However, Mike also has some siege Cossacks riding around, trying to probably raid Starman. I don't know about the capture of this, but I suppose it's on. Or at least no peasants. I think that's pretty much the normal. But most likely no exceptions for capture, full capture. As the RLIGA is pretty much a tournament for experts at this point. There isn't really any newcomers, only a few, but they mostly die, to be honest. It is still quite interesting to watch. You can see that Mike is strategically trying to bait away or distract Stama with the siege Cossacks. But there's no other moves going on right now. Starman is still producing siege Cossacks, while Mike is already making a whole lot of infantrymen mercenaries. Nobody has any neutral control, fair enough. The map is kind of flooded by siege Cossacks. But something's odd. Things are lagging, yeah. Because Starman's siege Cossacks just went straight through Mike's. People are thinking about rehosting. And it's a rehost, so we'll do that. Alright, here we are again. Mike against Starman again. Portugal again, same settings as last time. Though rehost with a better host. So that this time nothing will lag out, hopefully. Pretty similar starts, Starman being a bit slower this time around. With the town hall to this, which is not a big setback, that can still be made up. Considering last time Starman was technically faster on his feet than Mike as well, so there's that. So I suppose the main strategy, or the main strategy for expert players on the setting on 0p stand 5k is to build 2 barracks rather fast, use pikes a lot, build an academy and rush the diplomatic center so they can get siege Cossacks, infantrymen, archers and stuff. Of course they need to trade some resources that are not important, like coal, some of iron, a bit of gold maybe as well, because you need manpower in this setting. And the infantrymen, the mercenary infantrymen, in the early game they are pretty much superior to the pikemen, simply because of their higher attack and their faster production speed and their somewhat lower cost as well. Of course they eat gold, but not that much actually. They also have less health, but they are most likely going to just sweep over them anyway, simply because of their great mass. I think you can produce 4 infantrymen for every single pikeman, which is almost certainly even going to be better in the late game, if it's still an equal setup that it is, which is not going to happen. Of course, the players also need gold mines, so the gold mines are also going to be quickly taken over. It looks like Mike is also going for some early neutral control, a very good step from his side. Neutral control is going to yield you a lot more gold than you could otherwise produce, and way more gold translates to either more upgrades or more buildings, because you can also buy resources with the gold. It's up to you what you do, but the upgrades are more important in this case. You can see that Mike is already making some infantry mercenaries. Starman is still insisting on his horde of siege Cossacks. Well, Mike also has some, but not as many as Starman. So maybe Starman is on the neutral control aggression here, while Mike is just taking it over. Or at least trying to. I don't think he's going to quite make it. I think he has to go on the aggression here. He should attack with all he can, because it also looks like this is not going to achieve anything. His pirates are running into the siege Cossacks, which are easily cutting them up. With players going for a straight food economy, that's good. I try food as well. Some people prefer wood or stone economy, and maybe they have a point with that, but I prefer food. It's just easier to protect, you don't run in danger of getting completely destroyed. For some nations it's a bit slower because they don't have the 18th century upgrade for food right away. In fact, only 2 nations have that, Scotland and Ukraine. But I think it's still pretty solid because you still have a lot of upgrades in the academy for that, which is already going to yield a lot of food, which you can sell again. Looks like Mike is not really paying attention to his army, and they are right up going into Starman's army, trying to chase down the archers, but they fail. That's a decisive victory for Starman. We can see that one mic states that he has a bad ping, but we can also see that not paying attention can be deadly. Because everybody can say that ping is bad or connection is trash, but in the end sometimes they just want to cover up their own failure. Starman's army eating the army of Mike for breakfast. This would not have been fixable without or with good ping. Oh, there we go. Starman wins pretty easily, in fact. I had hoped for a more interesting battle, but I think there's going to be more. I don't know how much best out of this is, but in case we see somebody else next round, I'll let you know. As always. Alright, time to wait for Starman first. As we now have as before, but this time it's Starman against Funny Roo. They are still Portugal, it's still 0 peacetime and 5,000 resources. However, this is pretty much guaranteed to be a good game, because Funny Roo is better than Mike, I would guess. Pretty similar starts again. 2 town halls, which is normal. You need them for the economy, of course. And sometimes people go for 3 town halls or even just 1. But 1 is a glass cannon strategy, which is not really the go-to, simply because it's so unsafe to use. And the 3 town halls is for economic strats, which again is not really the go-to because this is fast-paced. You don't really have time to build up a lot. That appears like Starman is a little bit faster than Funny Roo. I just hope that won't bite anyone in the ass. Time for pikes from both sides. Interestingly enough, Funny Roo built his academy first, and thus can start his diplomatic center faster. Again, I think that both players are going to use some siege Cossacks. Probably Starman uses a lot of them, in contrast to Funny Roo. That's because when you have siege Cossacks battle, or fight it out better said, you want them to win, because in this scenario they can control the neutral territory because of their speed. If you have a lot of them, you can obviously outnumber the enemy and win. But the more important part about that is that if you have the neutral control, you have more resources. You can have the gold, you can even have the iron and coal. But the gold is of course the most important here. With more gold, you can have more upgrades, more buildings, more everything basically. And thus have an easier life. It's no guaranteed win then, of course, but it's easier to say the least. And there's the first Siege Cossack battle, which
Was essen willst nachts sind wir?
ja, danke schön.
Entschuldigung.
Excuse me, that was my annoying mother. Where was I leaving off? Yeah, we have a Siege Cossack battle. I thought initially this was going to go in Funny Roo's favor, but now it looks like Starman is starting to win a little bit. Though it's still pretty close. No, this is a win for Starman, and thus he can keep neutral territory in his favor. If he wants to use it, it is. I don't see anybody building in the neutral territory right now. Looks like Starman is trying to raid Funny Roo's gold mine in the middle of his base. He almost had success, but the reinforcements are way too close. Now there's a troop of Funny Roo's soldiers baiting away the army of Starman, or at least a fraction of it, which can be used for a smart tactical engagement. if he has reinforcements that coming from behind or from the side, he can just take them from two sides and be pretty smart about it. But it looks like Starman is starting all-out offense now. And now Starman is the one who's baiting away Funny Roo's troop in the north. And Funny Roo is also catching off some peasants of Starman who were trying to go for neutral control. And in this case he's winning it as well. Well, these peasants sure aren't coming back that fast. It was quite a big blow, because he has to send new ones to the gold mines, and the new gold mines are quite a while away. But also because peasants aren't really quick to reproduce. He lost economic capacity with that, which in the long term is not that much, of course, but in this short term, it smarts quite a lot. In the middle we have the big battle, which it doesn't, yeah, of course no, it doesn't look good for Funny Roo. In fact, Funny Roo already lost. But he's trying to go for neutral control as well now, with some of his own peasants on. Words are getting hard. Abu is engaging with... He's not engaging with Starman's army. Fair enough, he's too disorganized for this right now. He lost some of his gold mines though, which already hurts a lot. Yeah, Funny Roo just can't get a good angle in. Starman has the superior angle in every way. But let's see. Yeah, in this case I think that Funny Roo won barely. Just seeing all the troops of Funny Roo melting away felt a bit unnatural, because they all melted at once, not one by one. And Funny Roo is going straight into the base of Starman with a sneaky little troop. He's also turning around again and turning back into it. I think that he's not gonna make this simply because Starman still has so many reserve forces in his base, and because Funny Roo got the old Beta-Roo. Yeah, I think this is pretty much game over, because Funny Roo's base is almost lost as well. He still has some reserves left there, but I think they are not going to pose too much of a resistance simply because they are not very well organized. There we go, we'll now see the end. Well, actually, this might still go on for a little bit longer. Some top-notch banter in the stream chat going on. Keep it up, lads. Starman now taking on Funny Roo's neutral control, and I think that's the last nail in the coffin. Because Funny Roo did not manage to destroy his 3 gold mines, which is huge. Funny Roo at least still has 1 gold left. And the rest of his 3 gold mines are in a... yes. They are in a position that's yes. Star, on the other hand, has his gold mines very well placed. I can't even find the fourth one right now. Oh, well, I'm sure it's somewhere. I think that's the last attack we are going to see in this battle. I think at this point it's pretty much confirmed that Starman is gonna win, just because he has so much gold. His pikes are 100% upgraded, I bet. Maybe even with Kuras upgrades by now. I don't think you can actually see the Kuras upgrades in the statistics screen. Because, yes, but Funny was trying to counter with some Dragoons. Which, I think that's a little bit too late for that. Besides, Funny was not managing them very well. Neither is he managing his army very well. But oh well, what can you do? Yep, that I melted, and I think that's game over. Pretty much so. But it's Battle of 3, so we will see at least one more Battle of these. And we'll see how that works out. For now we have to wait for the hosting though. There we go. Yep, this is the place. Yes, Starman versus Starman seems to be the next big thing. I would also love to see Starman versus Starman. Seems to be a pretty interesting battle of two noobs. So, this is number 2, or round 2 better said. And something already looks odd. Ah, there we go. Nothing out there, just the loading screen breaking again. Starman versus Funny Roo, same as before, both Portugal again, same start. And Hitman seems to have an obsession with chicken, writing chick chick, but chickens do bok bok. Apparently everybody here seems to be focused on doing animal imitations. That's fine by me. Rather quick academy strategy again, with Funny Roo also making his academy first, though compensating on his lack of second barrack early on, which is now being built. Only a few seconds delay, but a few pikemen less. That's not really a lot. The infantrymen in the short notice are worth more. Some marches from Funny Roo. And some siege Cossacks for Starman again. He really likes the siege Cossacks, I suppose. Fair enough, they are pretty good. Now there's also some siege Cossacks for Funny Roo, trying to counter Starman. And Funny Roo's gold mines again. Well, at least two are this time in a good position. One is in a complete garbage position, and the other one isn't very good either. Starman's gold mines. Oh, they look reasonably okay. I can't find the fourth one right now. Oh no, it's quite equal actually. Except for Starman being able to defend his closest gold mine easier. Not that much of a difference right now though. Almost had the first clashes, but Funny Rule decided to retreat again, because that's just too many pikes. However, the bad thing about this is the water pike actually tried to deflect Funny Rule's aggression. Now a portion of them has split off, going around the other side again. They will probably take the gold mine of Funny Rule, which is quite a big hit actually. But Starman is also trying to take out the rather safe gold mines from Funny Rule. Siege engagement. A win for Funny Rule, at least today. The gold mine in the front line has been destroyed by archers instead of being taken over. Funny, we're trying to go around the north side, but he's baiting around Starman's troops, trying to go around the siege Cossacks, which is arguably the better decision here, though Starman is prepared. And the longer Funny is waiting, the easier of the time Starman has to defend. Siege engagement on the right side. Still a win for Funny. Big engagement in the middle. That does not look so good for Funny. Well, actually it does. Looks like he has more upgrades on his pikes here. It is so difficult to see who's actually winning when both pikes look the same, because pikes usually they aren't really too distinctive on their colors. Funny going for neutral control, at least for his side. Maybe he's going to expand on the right side over Starman as well. The course sure looks like it's going to become a 1-to-1, but nothing is decided yet. Both cards are still open. Starman attacking Funny's army. A victory for Starman, because Funny was already damaged, I suppose. Funny going for another raid on Starman, who this time around is not prepared at all. So this might hurt a lot. One gold mine of Starman. Well, at least destroyed. He noticed it. He noticed it and put his peasants out and destroyed it. Now Funny is advancing on his base. The peasants are in danger, but the peasants are pretty good at killing siege Cossack mercenaries actually. It's the only thing that peasants can kind of reliably defeat actually. Looks like Funny siege Cossack horde is coming to an end now. But however, with the amount of neutral control, the gold that he has on his own territory, Funny might be able to squish out some quick upgrades and later on even make a bunch of dragoons. And having a bunch of dragoons at this stage is pretty much a game saver. It just depends on who builds them earlier and who has more. And if they can keep them shooting, of course, because if you can't shoot, then they are pretty useless. For now it's archers though, and infantrymen for Funny, and Starman also makes infantrymen a lot of them. There are a lot of them, sire. Starman siege Cossacks somehow failed to defeat a few infantrymen. Oh, that's bizarre, but okay. Funny tried to raid a gold mine of Starman, but he didn't really make it. In the map's looks of it, Starman cannot really see a whole lot, I would suppose. I guess the surprise attacks are the main reason why Funny is doing so well at the moment. Because it does kind of look like it's shifting back into Starman's favor, in a way. Especially with Starman's main army defeating the leftover reinforcements on Funny's base. And it's mostly pikes there, so the pikes are going to obliterate the infantrymen. They are just meat shield at this point. There's a fight in the woods, but I can't see who's winning, so you'll return to that later. Well, actually, it looked like Funny Roo won. Went faster than I thought. Now we have a little bit of a stalemate going on, which is dangerous for Starman, simply because Funny Roo has the neutral control and thus more gold income. A lot more gold income. He may have traded his frontline gold mine for it, but that's 5 gold income against 15 income. And who knows, maybe he already expanded them. Maybe that's not 15, but 30. Funny Roo starting to make coal mines or iron mines, which is a big indicator for him going to produce a lot of dragoons soon. Because why else would he do that? Funny Roo trying to go down a hill to surprise Starman, but he didn't quite make it. He shot some arrows though and killed some infantrymen, so there's that. It looks like Funny Roo's upgraded gold mine near his mill seems to be a little bit yeah, empty. There goes a lot of efficiency gone, but maybe he will notice it one day. After all, there's a big icon on the top left for everybody. However, he seems to manage quite well without it. Here come the dragoons. Ouch. And this is a rapid advance now. Now that Funny Roo has dragoons, he can afford to do this, but he's got to be careful because he's not really paying attention to Starman Siege Cossacks. But that's good for Starman because he has to react fast and decisively, because he can't sit back anymore. He has to do some good moves now, and probably be aggressive as well, because these dragoons are otherwise just going to shoot him to bits. And in the reaction, Starman makes his own dragoons, which he's certainly not going to have as many as Funny Roo, because Starman's gold economy is crimped. Maybe not crippled in the sense of almost dead, but fairly not as strong as Funny Roo's. Funny Roo reacted by suiciding his northern squad into Starman's base, and then by suiciding some of his dragoons into Starman's dragoons. A rapid retreat from Funny Roo, with his dragoons staying quite out of range, but I still think that Starman needs to be on the offensive, so that's good for him. There has to be a big engagement now. Otherwise it's game, set and match and Starman loses. Here we go, it looks like it's going to happen now. Before anybody gets it through us, it's better to have it now than later. And it looks like this looks good for Starman, at least from the infantry perspective. He still seems a bit outgunned in a dragoon perspective though. Funny Roo is a bit reckless though, and he still decides to stay and fight. which may or may not be a good decision in this case. He's losing a lot of Dragoons, but so is Starman, of course. I think this was a good move from Starman. Funny Roo bled more than necessary for this. And fair enough, Funny Roo doesn't produce any further Dragoons right now. Starman is countering by going for the neutral control now. Good idea, good idea. This might become a long battle. Funny Roo now starting to build his own stables. Probably going for some additional Dragoons. Or some Knights, which is a rarely seen thing. Yeah, it doesn't look like that's going too well for Starman with the neutral control. He has some mercenary grenadiers which are trying to take care of the siege Cossacks, and they managed to do that. But they are too late. They are way too late. Leftover Dragoons of Funny Roo are standing around in the open, next to a hill, not taking the hill though, and instead dying to siege Cossacks, which is a crying shame. Oh, cannons from Funny Roo. But also artillery depots from Starman, so both have the same idea here. Apparently, Starman is going for multi-barrel cannons. They're going to shred everything here. I think in this situation, multi-barrel cannons are way superior to normal cannons, because Portuguese pikes, they may have armor, but they're not very good against grape shots. Funny Roo counters by going for mercenary round shears now. So that might be a good turnabout, but Starman has the same idea. So I think in the immediate effect, Starman has the advantage. I have a drink. Delicious. And Funny Roo's empty gold mine is still not filled. I suppose he wants to try and get molds or something like that to bury the gold out for him. I don't think it works like that. Starman still seems like he's a little bit out of vision, but he has the neutral control back, at least to some extent. Whereas Funny Roo is still trying to capture or recapture, capture rather. He never actually owned that. The northern part of Starman's base mines. And Funny Roo goes for mercenary dragoons again. Interesting. I rarely see people go for the same thing twice in one game, especially for mercenary dragoons. Except in team games. In team games, it's happening quite often. But in this case, I think he's going to prepare for a big offense here. And there's the big battle. This doesn't look good for Funny at all, because multi-rare cannons are right on the front lines. Oh, and everybody is just melting away. Yeah, this hurt a lot. But Starman calls it GG and he lets his cannons... No, he doesn't. He still has some guards there. I mean, I don't know what people are saying. There's still... The cards are still open. There's no GG yet. But Starman just quit. It wasn't over. What's into him? He is tired, but is that a... He's tired of this game, okay. That's no reason to just give up after a close battle, though. That means that we have one more battle following, though, because best of 3. We'll see how that works. While I am valiantly fighting to get the Spectator Nation. There we go. Yes, indeed, Michael. Funny won this battle, but there's still one more left out. One more has to be fought. And that's a deciding battle. Alright. Fighter with Starman, round 3. Rather so should I say Funny Row against Slowman. Well, there we go. Just have to summon him and then he's going to be there right away. Similar start again as the last two battles as well. Right. Funny Row with the second barrack, whilst Funny Row with the first barrack and the first academy, while Starman goes for the second barracks first. Warren crushing everybody's dreams again. What a bad person. And immediately there's some Siege Cossack engagement, with someone being on the back foot immediately as well. Right. Yeah, Starman goes for a quick neutral control. Right, he's getting his northern mines raided. Hmm. And Funny Roo's army is doing weird things on the mountain. This hill, though, is a good vantage point. It can be used as a de facto wall. If somebody decides to go for some quick grenadiers or dragoons, it's going to help a lot, I guess. Call of it just announced something quite interesting. Maybe he's going to 1 vs 1 somebody after our RLIGA. I don't know how far we are into that yet, but we'll see. I think this is like semi quarterfinals maybe? I don't know. Semifinals already? Alright. Fair enough. This map offers quite a few strategical difficulties and advantages. With the mountain in the middle, some units want to go over it instead of around it, so they are going to split up inevitably. On the other hand, the one who has the mountain is a wall, and the enemy has to go around it, where you can see him and easily intercept him. The neutral control is not really influenced by that though. So it appears like Funny Rule has sent an entire pikeman squad to take out the Starman's neutral control. However, even despite that, it doesn't look good for Funny Rule, because his pikes in the north got kind of shredded. He lost 2 pike squads to trade into 1 pike squad of Starman. While Starman is trying to take out his main army below his base, but that's hopeless, I guess. Yeah, he just got smushed, so there's that. Funny Rule using his pikes to raid into the back of Starman's base, having taken out something. Looks like a little bit of an infantry squadron. Now attacking the pikes. I sadly can't see that because it's conveniently happening behind the diplomatic center, but Starman logically ran him over. Neutral control for Funny Rule, being immediately taken over by Starman though. And Funny Rule isn't using his peasants to defend either. Well, actually, Funny Rule's pipes are made out of something else than paper. They have taken out the raiders. But now there's a few archers there, and it doesn't look like Funny Rule knows about their presence. In fact, it looked like peasant capture is actually off, because the mine got captured, but no peasants. The peasants kept fighting. Yeah, the peasant capture is off. I didn't know about that. Funny Rule's army running away from Starman. A big attack on the north of Starman's base while Starman is out. That might actually already be the shot for game over here. That's a very rule, a very tactical move. We'll see if Starman manages to pull a miracle here. Or if he just collapses under the weight of Funny Rule. Peasants are going in to fight. The peasants are getting melted. Molten peasant is something different than molten lava though. And Starman says FCK this. I think we all know what he says. He wants to go to KFC. And Simon Stepper doesn't want to cooperate. That's why he wants to go to KFC. Probably because there's better computers. Trying to go for a last ditch effort to attack Bunny Roo's base. Took some unnecessary losses there, but he's still going in and winning, unsurprisingly. So there's that. Bunny Roo goes into the final. And I suppose Atom Pro's also there, waiting for him. So there's that. We move on to the next thing soon enough. But I need to take a little break right now, and I'll be right back. Alright, I have returned. It looks like it's Atom Pro against Antoxa now. Oh, pardon me, it's Antoja. Old habits die hard. This is the semi-final. I thought we just had it, but okay. There are two semi-finals. That's not how it's supposed to work. That's not how you're supposed to play the game. Arabian letters, I don't know what that means. The best nation, the strongest, is it depends on the settings. If you have a long game that's going to last for a long time, Switzerland, I would say. Or Hungary. France also works. In a quick game, with zero peacetime or similar, probably Poland, Algeria, maybe Spain. Scotland perhaps as well. In the mid peacetime setting, 10, 15, maybe even 20, I would say Prussia maybe. It depends though on the settings, on your enemies, on the settings, on the other nations. It just depends. You can't really make any fixed statements in this. Alright, here we go. It's Artem Pro against Antocha. And both have the similar start, because everybody starts with 2 townhalls obviously, because you just can't build anything else. The map, however, is unlike the last 2 battles in a diagonal perspective. In this situation, the diagonal map, it takes you longer to get to the enemy. I don't just think I know actually. It takes you longer. You have more time for preparing for your attack, or for your incoming attack. There's a better opportunity to crush neutral control, but also to create neutral control. It's basically the longer version of a how do we call it? Of a game where everybody is on the same side. Where they just have to go straight down or straight to the side. It makes a difference. This one takes longer. They are still Portugal though. I think Portugal is the decided nation for this tournament, because we only see Portugal. I'm just making assumptions though. Maybe we'll see something else in the final. Unless there's 3 finals, because there's already 2 semifinals. Diplomatic center up for Artem Pro at least. Siege Cossacks. Antocha still building his diplomatic center, being behind by a lot, means that he will have far less Siege Cossacks than Artem Pro by the time he has it. If he's producing any of this, and he is. In some cases you can also see people that don't go for Siege Cossacks, or only very few. That's pretty rare though. And mostly only happens if there's no capture allowed. Artem Pro has a very good vision of the map. His units are basically everywhere. He also has some drummers sent out, and drummers, as you might know, have a very good line of sight. So he can see almost everything that Antocha does. And Antocha is countering by trying to go on the offense with multiple separated groups of siege Cossacks and one little pike squadron. I hope I'm not using the term of squadron wrong here. It just sounds better than squad. So Antocha's raids didn't quite work out for him there. His siege Cossack detachments have died, and his pike attachment is going to go straight into Artopros. High detachment. But Antok is also baiting out and Siege Cossacks into his pikes, which is quite a big deal. That's a real big deal, and a good trade for Antora because he barely lost any of his own Siege Cossacks. Now he can freely go around and roam and kill the gold mines and all that on other fancy just. While Pro already has neutral control on the right side, seemingly trying to go for the northern side as well. But that might just be my own wrong perception there. Antocha decided to suicide the Siege Cossacks into Artembro's army. That's also a way how you can botch your advantage. Because now Pro has more Siege Cossacks again, and now he has the upper hand again. So he kind of shot himself in the foot there. Pro taking out Antocha's archers. And some infantrymen, which is also quite painful there. It's overall painful to watch this. Especially with some nice dinner in front of me, I want to eat it. But I'm gonna stay. Did I just say painful dinner? Tasty dinner. That's one of the disadvantages of being unable to remember what you just said 2 seconds after you said it. However, it looks like Antocha is successfully managing to destroy Antocha's right side neutral control. But Pro is meanwhile attacking Antocha's main base, taking out a gold mine, and almost managing to take out the market. Actually, Pro is still going there. The market is on 1 health, but it's not dead. To be honest, this is a colossal amount of damage that the Pro has dealt to Antocha's army there. And there's additional archers incoming. And his pikes are still going. And that's a big blow to Antocha. He can't afford to take all this damage. Antocha trying to make some tactical maneuvers, splitting up his southern army into 2 groups. Well, 3 groups to be honest. One is going to the right, one up, one down. But Pro is not taking any of that. At this point it looks like Pro is only wiping the floor with the leftovers of Antocha, with Antocha being quite crippled. But he still might come back. There's some siege Cossacks going right into Artempro's base, unnoticed. And some infantrymen who failed to do anything on the south of Artempro's base as well. But with no neutral control, maybe Artempro has a bit of a harder time. Because now Antocha is going for some neutral control. However, he's still very disorganized. Napoleon's motto was March divided, fight united, but this is neither of that, it's just March divided. And die divided as well, in this case. Artempro attacking Antocha's base again. And Antocha actually having some mercenary dragoons. Artempro actually also has some, but his are far away. Now it's getting a bit more interesting. The one who loses his dragoons first is more likely to lose the battle. That's not to say that it's going to happen like that though. It's still open, and even if that happens, everything is still open. Artempro has the better position though. It's not to say that he's going to win though. As I said, everything is open. All cards are open. And the chessboard stays ready for more moves. And the pawns are being sent forward to fight. But this is gonna be interesting. It looks like Antocha has a bigger army, but we can't really say about Artempro here. Antocha is exposing his dragoons too much. But the losses are quite equal because Artempro had to run away for a second. Big engagement. Ouch, yeah, that's a decisive win for Artempro in this battle. Ah, that's game over, I would say. Yeah, Antocha already quit. So there's that. Nice move though. Probably with a Curious upgrade. Looking at how many pikemen survived. We move on to the next one. And we'll see how that works. And Apparently Call of Duty has the problem that it cannot connect to multiplayer. Well, let's hope that fixes itself. We're just going to wait. It looks like it fixed itself. Good thing. I'm kind of sick of saying it at this point, but could you please refrain from writing in Russian and instead write in English? It's not that hard. There's Google Translator as well. I'm not going to translate Russian into English though. I'm busy doing my job here. So anyway, round 2 of Atom Pro against Antocha. It's done. If we will see something more smart in terms of tactical decisions from Antocha this time, we'll see. The March Divided part was pretty good, but he kind of lacked the Fight United part. Otherwise, I think the Napoleon strategy is pretty good here. La Flemme, I don't think there's going to be another Cossacks. At least not from the current devs. They obviously abandoned the entire project. I think the best shot is to have some fan-made project, like an indie game or so. But even the chances for that are extremely low, so don't count on it. Diplomatic center is up for both sides. Atom Pro using siege Cossacks again. Antocha as well. Looks like Atom Pro is going for good vision again. I mean, of course, good vision is the one part of playing the game. If you have glasses, you can still play the game, but it's not very good. You want to have drummers that see for you, and you can even be blind. Atom Pro aggressively hunting down the visions of Antocha, while Antocha is aggressively hunting down the vision of Atom Pro. Atom Pro is also trying to raid Antocha now, with more or less success. Antocha doesn't use as many siege Cossacks as Atom Pro though. His strategy seems to rely on more brute force in the army, which is fair enough. Whatever suits you. I personally don't like using siege Cossacks as well. Too much micro for me. Sneaky army from Martin Pro coming up from the south, but at this point Antora has noticed it. Neutral control being set up by Atom Pro. While Santocha is trying to advance onto Atom Pro's base with his army. But apparently he hasn't noticed Atom Pro's sneaky army. Antocha for some reason decided to chase down Atom Pro's siege Cossacks, which is a hopeless operation. Well, he's just going somewhere else. Probably trying to take out the gold mine on the neutral territory. Antocha heavily striking down on Atom Pro's sneaky army now. Atom Pro siege Cossacks in the base of Antocha. Capturing a mill and the town center as well. That's quite big if he manages to destroy it. And he does. Maybe Antocha can still save it. No, there's one siege Cossack left, that's it for that center. Smart movement for Atom Pro. A little bit trolling though, but that's just the game. A bit of neutral control from one Torah on the top of in the form of a gold mine. A single one, but still something. here we are, Attenborough against Fanny the final. Same as before. I think you know them by now, so I don't have to elaborate them again. On the first glance, it looks like Fanny is doing the same thing as Antoja. Maybe he's gonna be doing it better though, because as we saw, Antoja wasn't very successful. On the grand scheme of things, in the details, he was quite good, I would say. Some Siege Cossacks already? Going at it. A lot of sight from Attenborough on the neutral control. I think we know what he's going for then. Fair enough, the first neutral control from Attenborough is being established. While the first clashes are being fought out, the archers of Attenborough are being cut down. As well as some pikes that are being caught out. But the rest is going to destroy the Siege Cossacks now. Nice and aggressive play, I like that. Hopefully it's gonna pay off. Trying to sneak around the gold mines, not being very successful with that. Sacrificing a few units for nothing, but that just happens. We are pausing for some reason. Apparently Atom Pro is seeing somebody. Some siege Cossack attacking something, but I don't even see siege Cossack somewhere. Or pikes under a hill. There's nothing. Must be one of the usual visual glitches again. So let's see. Funny Rule appears to try an advance on Attenborough, but he's also retreating a bit. And a sneaky siege maneuver, which didn't quite work out. A lot of losses on the right side for Funny Rule, but at least he destroyed a gold mine with that. He's trying to capture stuff, but there's too many guards around. Funny Rule destroying a gold mine again, crippling Attenborough a little bit. If Attenborough wouldn't have any neutral control, he has one neutral gold mine. Still, he didn't go for anything else there. It's still something though. So there's that. He's also trying to sabotage Funny Rule the same way he got sabotaged, but Funny Rule used his peasants to counteract with success. And for some reason, people are obviously talking about color fit in a language that I don't understand. So we have a funny rule that's kind of chained in his base while Artem Pro is moving in. Poking his fingers at him if you want. Yeah, there we go. Big battle. Completely melted the army of Funny there. I think it's going to be, it's the same way on the other side. It's game over. But we still have one game left, because it's best of the 3, as always. And we'll see how that works. Come on, let me pick spectator already. It's kind of annoying because every time something changes in the lobby, I'm being reset. There we go. Here we go. Diagonal map, a lot of hills, though they are all out of any tactical position. But it's the same thing again. Just with different colors again. But that's normal. A not so quick diplomatic center or academy this time from Vaniru. And in fact, it seems like in this game Attenborough has the upper hand in buildings. But you can't always win. Can still make something out of it. Another vision for Atom Pro yet again. Apparently Faniru is putting his setting onto Infinite Siege, which is a big waste of money. Because Siege Cossacks, like Dragoons, increase their price over time. Same with Grenadiers, to be honest. Well, with Grenadiers it's not that major of a problem. The cost is just gonna get unbearable. And putting mercenaries that are not infantrymen or launchers on infinite rows, an infinite production line, is generally nothing an expert should do. Atom Pro going in from behind with some Siege Cossacks. Faniru did not notice. These Cossacks are not going to do a whole lot of damage, but they are going to intercept some of the mercenaries. Faniru trying to kill some of the running around left behind rather infantrymen and archers. Now I can see Siege Cossacks of Atom Pro punching into nothing. They are right around the center of the map. Maybe that's just a visual glitch for me though. Ah, no, they just decided to move. Right now Atom Pro has the upper hand again. He even has some soldier groups running around on Faniru's base. With a few archers to sabotage buildings. Possibly the diplomatic center or the town hall. Pikemen going straight in. And Atom Pro sure enough is going for the town hall. With no success. Nope. Got run over too fast. But Atom Pro keeps putting pressure. But Faniru is kind of locked in his base again. He's still moving out though with some units, but he can't afford to put out everybody. Atom Pro diverting quite a few forces from Funny-Roo to everywhere basically. The main front, where they will be most needed. In fact, Funny-Roo is already putting his peasants out. Unfortunately, I was a bit busy and couldn't see the engagement, but it looks like Funny-Roo won. By the skin of his teeth, though. Atom Pro has some neutral control by now. One mine each, in each direction. And the Dragoons are coming for Atom Pro. I don't see any coming for Funny-Roo. So I think that at this point he has a very big advantage. Ah, now there's some Dragoons from Funny-Roo. Clearly not as many as from Atom Pro though. The situation looks grim though, to say the least. And there goes a goal, not a goal, a coal mine for Funny-Roo into the hands of Atom Pro. Probably getting destroyed any moment now. No, getting retaken. Interesting choice there. And there's the big battle that we've all been waiting for, with Funny-Roo doing questionable moves, his pikes in front, even had them walking for a moment. Oh, completely crushed. That looks like lacking upgrades. It also looks like game over and a win for Atom Pro in this tournament, because this is the final, this is the second battle. Unless we have two finals. I don't know. Now Koala wants to give somebody a 1 versus 1, and I'm going to stay for that, and after that I want to eat. If there's one, that is. I'm going to take a quick break and I'll be right back. Alright, I have returned and it appears like we have a battle of color fit against Robert Coot. I don't know who Robert Coot is, but I'm sure we'll find out. It is Dutch versus Dutch on 0 piece number 5k. Unfortunately, I can't really talk about what happens on the other side, but I don't like it. Siege Cossacks from color, good vision incoming. Yes. I don't have any words for that. That was sad. But unfortunately, I'm going to leave after this because I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten anything today. I guess I'll stay regardless because Pedro is coming. So we have Dollar against Petru, and in England 1 versus 1. Unfortunately, I can't really talk about this, but let's see how it happens. that's some good vision for color. Maybe he can get some neutral control going or something like that. The classic siege dance again. With no clear winner today. Pike fight. And the pike fight goes to color. Color for taking out attempts to gain neutral control from Petro. intense siege raid. Not having any success though. Raid on the neutral territory of color fit. was the runes will color fit. How things get interesting. We got a big battle. Disengaging. It's a big advantage for all of it, the pikes are winning it decisively. Detrom calls game over. Quite interesting game. Quite good strategies, but in the end Call of it reigned supreme. So there's that. Alright, so I think the stream is gonna end now. Thank you for joining, thank you for watching. I think there's going to be a stream tomorrow, I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe yes, maybe no. Probably yes though. We'll see. Thank you for watching and see ya.